A man who has not gone through the hell of his passions has never overcome them. The pendulum of the mind oscillates between sense and nonsense, not between good and evil. Through pride, we deceive ourselves. A healthy man does not torture others. It is usually the tortured who becomes the torturer. All works of man have their origin in creative imagination. What right do we have then to depreciate imagination? The primary function of dreams is to attempt to restore our psychological balance. Everything depends on how we see things, and not on how they are in reality. Without playing with fantasy, no creative work has ever been born. The debt we owe to the work of imagination is incalculable. Astrology represents the sum of all the psychological knowledge of antiquity. If there is something we wish to change in children, we should first examine it and see if it is not something that could be better changed in ourselves. When love is the norm, there is no will to power, and where power predominates, love is lacking. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. He who looks outside, dreams. Who looks inside, awakes. You can take away a man's gods by giving him others. A happy life is not possible without a measure of darkness, and the word happiness would lose its meaning if it were not balanced by sadness. It is far better to take things as they come, with patience and equanimity. Until the unconscious becomes conscious, the subconscious will direct your life, and you will call it fate. We cannot change anything until we accept it. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. The spirit gives meaning to its life, and the possibility of its greatest development. But life is essential to the spirit, as its truth is nothing if it cannot live. Freedom extends only as far as the limits of our consciousness. The larger the crowd, the more insignificant the individual. The word happiness would lose its meaning if not balanced with sadness. From the middle of life onward, only he remains vital who is prepared to die with life. A dream arises from a part of the mind unknown to us, but nonetheless significant, and it is concerned with the desires for the upcoming day. The smallest things with meaning are worth more in life than the greatest things without it. The erotic instinct belongs to the original nature of man. It is related to the highest form of the spirit. There is no language that cannot be misinterpreted. Every interpretation is hypothetical, as it is merely an attempt to read an unknown text. If one does not understand a person, one tends to regard him as a fool. Life and spirit are two great powers or needs between which the human being is placed. If it were not a fact of experience that supreme values reside in the soul, psychology would interest me in the least, since the soul would then be nothing more than a miserable vapor. We cannot change anything without first understanding. Condemnation does not liberate, it oppresses. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, in order to avoid facing their own soul. There can be no transformation of darkness into light, and of apathy into movement, without emotion. We should not pretend to understand the world only by intellect. The failure of intelligence is only a part of the truth. A shoe that fits one person is tight on another. There's no recipe for living that suits all cases. Knowledge rests not only upon truth, but also upon error. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become. We are born at a given moment, in a given place, and like vintage years of wine, we have the qualities of the year and of the season in which we are born. Astrology claims nothing more. Emotion is the chief source of all conscious life processes. There can be no transformation of darkness into light and of apathy into movement without emotion. Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. The unconscious is not merely something bad by nature, it is also the source of well-being. Not only darkness but also light, not only bestial and demonic, but also spiritual and divine. The same shoe that fits one person pinches another. There is no recipe for life that suits every case. Those who do not learn anything from the unpleasant facts of their lives, force the cosmic consciousness to reproduce them as many times as is necessary, to learn what the drama of what happened teaches. What you deny subjugates you, what you accept transforms you. The wine of youth does not always clear with passing years, sometimes it turns turbid. When the most intense conflicts are overcome, they leave a sense of security and tranquility that is not easily disturbed. It is only these intense conflicts and their fire which are needed to produce valuable and lasting results. Do not hold back those who are moving away from you, because by doing so, you won't allow those who wish to come closer to arrive. The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. Thinking is difficult, that's why most people prefer to judge. The man who does not perceive the drama of his own end, is not in the norm but in pathology, and would have to lie on the couch and be cured. The small world of childhood with its familiar surroundings is a model of the world. The more intensely the character is formed by the family, the better the child will adapt to the world. You are what you do, not what you say you'll do.